personality of Godhead. Furthermore, Ajamila heard the glorification of name, fame, qualities, and pastimes of Lord, so pastimes of supreme personality of Godhead. He thus became a perfectly pure devotee. He could then remember his past sinful activities, which he greatly regretted having performed.
Yeah. So Ajamila was very fortunate that even after committing so many sinful activities, at just because he chanted the holy name of Lord Narayan, so now he could actually to hear the discourse. So hearing discourses are so important, especially the discourse on the glories of holy name on Shrimad Bhagavatam. So Ajamila could get it. He did not go made an effort to go to some discourse and attend it and learn from there. But it so happened that he's in his own home when he was dying. The discourse happened. Basically, Vishnu Dutas and Yam Dutas, the conversation was happening, and in that conversation, the Vishnu Dutas started speaking the glories of the holy name. And then Ajamila was hearing, and then he understood everything because Yamdutas told certain points that if somebody is sinful, then he has to go to hell. And then Vishnudutas defeated that, saying that even if holy name is so glorious that even if somebody has committed sinful activities, he will all those things get nullified just by chanting the holy name pure offenselessly. So then his faith increased. His faith on the holy name of the Lord, it increased many fold times. That's how here, so he was very fortunate to get into this position, and then he could understand all the religious principle that acts under three modes of material nature, and he also understood that I have done a lot of sinful activities and I actually forgot Supreme Lord, and he started regretting on his uh, actions. Okay, let us see Prabhupada what he says. Purport, who is next? Mohit Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna told Arjuna, Traya Gunya Vishya Veda, Nistraya Gunya Bhavarjuna, Nidvando Nitya Sattvasto, Niryoga Shame Atmavan. The Vedas mainly deal with the subject of the three modes of material nature. Rise above these three modes, O Arjuna. Be transcendental to all of them. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. The Vedic principles certainly prescribe a gradual process for rising to the spiritual platform. But if one remains attached to the Vedic principles, there is no chance of his being elevated to spiritual life. Krishna therefore advised Arjuna to perform devotional service, which is the process of transcendental religion. The transcendental position of devotional service is also confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.6.
Sarvai
Sarvai
Pumsam Parodharmo Yato Bhaktiradakshage. Yeah, next.
uh, Bhakti devotional service is parodharma, transcendental dharma. It is not material dharma. People generally think that religion should be pursued for material profit. This may be suitable for person interested in material life, but one who is interested in spiritual life should be attracted to parodharma, the religious principle by which one becomes a devotee of the Supreme Lord, Yato Bhaktir Adokshasa. The Bhagavad religion teaches that the Lord and the living entity are eternally related and that the duty of the living entity is to surrender to the Lord. When one is situated on the platform of devotional service, one is freed from impediments and completely satisfied. Ayukti apartika ya atma suprasdati. Have, having been elevated to that platform, Ajamila began to lament for his past materialistic activities and glorify the name, fame, form, and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is telling here that uh, about the three modes of material nature, and people in general, they generally think that religion should be practiced for material profit. So that is not a correct thing. Basically, parodharma, transcendental dharma, it is not a material dharma. It's a spiritual dharma, and which we have to practice. So bhakti is in different levels can be practiced. Like some may practice out of desire. So the lowest level of practicing bhakti is out of fear of the Lord. Some people think that Lord is very fearful personality, and if I don't offer him obeisances or if I don't go to temple, then he will punish me. He will do something with me. So better I do something or get up early in the morning, just put some agarbatti, some lamp, So like that, some kind of spiritual activity they want to do, so that they will avoid that punishment. So they don't want that some calamity should come to me. They feel that if I don't put agarbatti, or if I don't keep altar in my home, then something bad will happen. So out of fear, these people worship the Lord. And the second category is little better than that, but not so advanced. That is uh, worship practicing bhakti out of desire. So basically there is one session also from ascending from fear to love. So there are four stages of practicing bhakti. One is in the fear, second is desire, more than desire is duty platform. If somebody is practicing spiritual life in duty platform, knowing that this is what is my duty, and so that is even better. And love platform is the highest, that has to be very nicely performed. But most of the people, they either follow, of course nowadays fear also is reducing, people are not fearful, they openly say that, oh, there is no god and we should not follow all this, and they are not even fearful also. But there are most of the people in current scenario, they are worshipping the Lord out of material profit, and that's why Prabhupada has mentioned also that thing. So many people that is the no Jai Jagadish Hare, that सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का. So basically sukha sampatti घर आवे, sukh means happiness, sampatti means property. It all that come in my home, and kashta mite tanka, that means I don't have any anxiety, my bodily anxiety, nothing is there, and I can comfortably sleep, relax, and everything gets home. So with that desire they actually worship the Lord. So last time I was telling also, in the Ganesh Chaturthi, when this is there, people bring Lord Ganesha, put them 1 week. Then nicely, actually, lot of people worship Lord Ganesh out of material profit only, because there are Vedas it is given also. If you worship Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesha, then you get this profits, some material gains and all. People do that, but and after that 7 days they worship very nicely, and it seems that they are very religious. But then after, it's just matter of 7 after that again they start getting into their own habits and these things, their own regular things, sinful activities and all. 7 days they will not cook any meat or anything at home. As soon as that particular period is over, again they will start. So basically this is the bhakti in the mode of, we can say, ignorance. They are just want some material gain, and they are doing out of that. So they don't get any benefit of this. And some Sukruti may be there, but ultimately not. And even Lord Ganesha will not be happy in this scenario. So they do that. And now what they do after 10 days with the Lord Ganesha? Yeah, Visarjan. They bring the deity of the Lord Ganesha and then worship him nicely. After 10 days, just put in the river. But we don't do that. We have Radha Madan Mohan and various temples, we have deities. So we have established, now it is some temples it is 1970s Prabhupada established. So it is now how many years? 50 plus years are over. Still we are worshipping the Lord every day. No? 50 years. 1970, 30 plus year, 20 years. So like that we still worship the Lord. Not only just worship, 6 times we offer bhoga, 6 times aartis, changing the dress of the Lord. And so almost if ISKCON temple there are so many the deities are there, and the devotees, so many pujaris are there involved, full-time pujaris. And cooking also happens, not only just offering. There are some devotees who are required for cooking, cleaning, and so many things are there. So like that we see.
Idea is Mayavadi, Visarjan idea.
Mayavadi. Actually, the Lord Ganesha, they do a lot of, they follow Mayavadi also. In one day prayers they sang, no, Ghalin Lotangana Vandina Charana. So that time they even rotate themselves. They circumambulate, no?
Themselves, they rotate in the same place.
Generally we circumambulate to the Lord, like we have parikrama, no? So the entire Radha Krishna, Gaurnita, Jagannath, we will circumambulate them entire thing. So that means we are keeping Krishna in the center, and then we circumambulate. But in this, what happens is you circumambulate yourself only. That means I am only the Supreme Lord. So that is what is the. So that's why we should not circumambulate ourselves. That is a sign of Mayavadi. So even Visarjan and this thing. So one should not follow. So many Mayavadis they do actually this kind of.
And these aartis really that are very universal. I mean, all over India, everybody sings the same aarti. So are these bona fide or written by some? All these. Jai Ambe Gauri and all.
Some I don't know, authorized. Some have made it, not authorized. This is the prayer itself said that it is not. Some people might have made it, and everybody, it is suiting everyone's interest. They started following in that. Some Rajwasi songs are there, Radha Krishna. They are not. It may not be authorized, but they have a lot of pure meaning behind that. Yeah. But in ISKCON we don't sing because of such thing only. If you start one, then one may go to different things. That's why it's not allowed. But otherwise, there are some Brajvasi songs which are very pure also. One has to see that and not live in the Mayavadi conception. So here Prabhupada is talking about Paro Dharma, transcendental Dharma. So that's how one has to practice spiritual life. And having been elevated to this platform of transcendental Dharma, what happened to Ajamila? He began to lament for his past materialistic activities and he started glorifying the name, fame, form, and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now he understood what is the goal of my life and he lamented for all the past misdeeds. And now he was fortunate enough to get extending his lifetime and now he started engaging himself in glorifying the name, fame. Name means holy name. Fame, form means worshipping the Lord, pastimes, hearing Krishna Katha, like that. Okay, text 27. अहो मे परमं कष्टम् अविजितात्मनः येन विप्लावितं ब्रह्म
यदा विप्लवतम
वृषल्यां जायतात्मना.
विशल्यां जायतात्मनाम्.
Yes, Prashant, translation.
जय श्री कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Yes.
Ajamila said, alas, being a servant of saints, how degraded I become. I fall down from my position as a duly qualification Brahma and begot children in the womb of prostitute.
Yeah, now Ajamila is lamenting. Till now he was into ignorance, not knowing that what activities he is doing. And now translation is saying Ajamila said. Now Ajamila started speaking. Till now Ajamila was not speaking. It was only narration which was told by Vishnu Dutas and that things were going on. So alas, being servant of my senses, how degraded I became. I fell down from my position as a duly qualified Brahman and begot children in the womb of a prostitute. So now he understood that instead of, so there are Goswamis who are, the Goswami meaning is? Who control. So they are Swami, they are master of the Gomen's senses. So they are master of the senses. But if somebody is not able to control his senses, he becomes Godas. So there is a Goswami and opposite is Godas. So one becomes servant of the senses. So that's how Ajamila is thinking himself like that. Yeah. Purport Ashutoshku.
Yes, Professor. The men of the higher classes, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and the Vaishyas, do not beget children in the womb of lower class women. Therefore, the custom in the Vedic society is to examine the horoscope of a girl and a boy being considered for marriage to see whether their combination is suitable. Vedic astrology reveals whether one has been born in the Vipra Varna, Kshatriya Varna, Vaishya Varna, or Shudra Varna. According to the three qualities of material nature, this must be examined because a marriage between a boy of the Vipra Varna and a girl of the Shudra Varna is incompatible. Married life would be miserable for both husband and wife. Consequently, a boy should marry a girl of the same category. Of course, this is Trayaguna, a material calculation according to the Vedas. But if the boy and the girl are devotees, there need be no such considerations. A devotee is transcendental, and therefore, in a marriage between devotees, the boy and the girl form a very happy combination.
Yeah, so because Ajamila begotten the child in the womb of a prostitute, so Prabhupada is telling about how a man of higher class should not beget children in the womb of a lower class woman. So that's why this Vedic astrology is being seen. So according to that, they see that whether the things are matching or not, and the boy is from certain varna and the girl is from certain varna, so that the thing should match. So that has to be examined very much. Otherwise, already there are so many separating diverse cases are happening, and in that also, if this thing is there, then even more things will happen. But this is not true for devotee. So Prabhupada is saying, if the boy and girl are devotees, then there need be no such considerations. A devotee is transcendental, and therefore in a marriage between devotees, the boy and girl form a very happy combination, because they both change. There actually even the karmas change when we become devotee, like we see in the case of Ajamila also. So his also things change. So when a person becomes devotee, irrespective of whoever he was, whatever his caste was, and even in actually in Kali Yuga you can't even know. In scriptures it is said everybody is Shudra only. So-called caste also may not, how much it is correct, and that is also all different things. So basically, as Prabhupada said that based on the qualities of a person, we understand whether it is Brahmana or Kshatriya or whatever, or according to qualities it has to be mentioned, not according to the caste. So in that way, if somebody is a devotee, then both are Vaishnavas. So then there is not a problem. But both should be mature enough. But if in that also, after being devotee also, if there are some things, then better one sees the Vedic astrology and then goes ahead in that. So those things are there. Because even Prabhupada times, Prabhupada made few marriages also. He was himself involved. So he didn't see some, like last time I told no about that Russian person who was he was actually going to Russia, and then Prabhupada called her, and he became devotee. He was very favorable. He wanted to go and preach, but then he said, "I want a partner. Can I get one of your disciples?" Immediately Prabhupada called one Mataji, and she said that, "Can you marry?" Ananta Shanti Prabhu. One wife, Mandakini Mataji, yeah. So Anant Shanti Prabhu was there. And Mandakini Mataji, she is from which country? France or US?
Spain or something, different country, very
different country. Different country, different background, different caste, everything was different. So, but preaching sake, it was required, and Prabhupada said, and she was she was also very young that time, maybe 20 years or so. And she was praying to Lord that I want to please Prabhupada in some way, I want to please. She shared in one of the class. She said, I want to pray, I want to, so if Prabhupada asks me anything, I will say yes. And suddenly the devotee said that Prabhupada is calling you. And she immediately went in front of Prabhupada, and she said, whatever Prabhupada says, I will just say yes. And Prabhupada said, will you marry that boy and go to Russia? That means like completely gone. She may not get again association of Prabhupada also. And she immediately said yes, yes Prabhupada. Without even thinking who is the boy, horoscope, the astrology, whether even not knowing anything about his background. I don't know whether they understood each other language also. But she was ready to go like that. So this is how we see that in devotee's case it may not happen. But still, in case the devotees want to see, better to see, because it should not happen that because we followed this and later there can be problems in the life of devotee also. So then they should not blame. So if somebody wants to see, that is their personal choice. There is no restriction in that. Okay, text 27. Dhinman virgahitim Dhinmam virgahitam shadbir
Denmark Vikahitam Satvin
Dushkritam kulakajjalam
Dushtikam Kulikajalam
Vabalam shatim yoiham
Hitvabalam Sati Yohyam
Surapim asatim agam.
Purapim Astimagam.
Yes. Narsimha Proof translation.
Hare Krishna. Alas, all condemnation upon me. I acted so sinfully that I degraded my family tradition. Indeed, I gave up my chaste and beautiful young wife to have sexual intercourse with a fallen prostitute, accustomed to drinking wine. All condemnation upon me.
Yeah, all condemnation upon me. I acted so sinfully. I gave up my chaste and beautiful wife to have intercourse with a fallen prostitute. So now he is understanding all that. He is remembering everything. So this is the first step in getting better ourselves. First is you recognize the mistake, then understand that what was wrong with you, and now take a better step, take a spiritual step in our life. So now he first regretted, because now he understood that what things I did, it was actually, till now also the knowledge was there, but somehow it was covered, and he was not able to repent, or he didn't even know that what he's doing is wrong. He very boldly just removed his mother, father, chaste wife, and everything. He just went with the prostitute and brought her to the home. So that was a very, and he didn't feel anything that time. Now he's feeling regret for what all things he has done. Okay, run up to purport.
Hare Krishna. This is the mentality of one who is becoming a pure devotee. When one is elevated to the platform of devotional service by the grace of the Lord and the spiritual master, one first regrets his past sinful activities. This helps one advance in spiritual life. The Vishnu Dutas had given Ajamil the chance to become a pure devotee, and the duty of a pure devotee is to regret his past sinful activities in illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling. Not only should one give up his past bad habits, but he must always regret his past sinful acts. This is the standard of pure devotion.
Yeah, so this is standard of pure devotion. When one is elevated to this platform, so first thing is, even many of us before coming to Krishna consciousness, our life was different. So things, one might have committed some sinful activities also. So even meat eating and all, this was very common if one before coming to Krishna consciousness. But after coming, we regret, oh, what all things I did, and we just regret for those things, and we don't repeat it again and feel very. So whenever we feel proud that I am advancing in spiritual life, we should remember our past. Then we'll become humble. What I was before coming to Krishna consciousness, and now that I got it by the mercy of devotees and Prabhupada, now actually I am starting understanding, and I am coming out of those bad habits. So that is how a person regrets for his sinful activities which happened. Another lesson we can learn from this is, uh, every there is one saying, no, every saint had a past, and every sinner has a future. So every saint had a past. So just because somebody was sinful, or somebody is sinful at one moment, not that he will never become purified. So we should not underestimate the power of bhakti. So sometimes we feel, oh, or sometimes when two friends come to Krishna consciousness, both of them know each other, because they were staying in hostel. Don't they know each other's character and what happened and all. After coming to Krishna consciousness, they should not again say, hey, you were doing this, you were doing. So now he has become devotee. So whatever past was there, that is gone now. Now that he has become devotee, he has started chanting Hare Krishna. So now those things are not valid for him. So that's how a devotee should think, and not judge someone because of his past activities. So that is very much important. Or sometimes we may get to hear somebody's past thing, or someone may share with you, so that we should not get affected, or we should not judge him because of that, because whatever is the past, now that he is regretting for that situation, so now in the future he is going to become better, and he is now going to advance, and anyway he has regretted means, and he has chanted, those sins have gone. So if we keep thinking about it, then it remains in our mind, and we get affected by that. One has to be, and that can also be an offense also. In case we think about, and that's why we have to deal with, even like somebody may be, when you are dealing with someone, somebody is a progressing devotee. So you may commit some mistakes, or some faults will be there. But we have to understand that the devotee is actually in the path of Krishna consciousness. He is progressing. So today or tomorrow he is going to become pure. So we should not too much seeing his faults. We should not bring him down and think that he is a useless devotee or something like that. So we should respect everyone. Like you know this who is that? Suruchi. Suruchi actually offended Dhruva Maharaj. So that time Dhruva Maharaj was not a devotee. When she insulted Dhruva Maharaj that he cannot sit on his father's lap, because he is the son of the co-wife. So then she said, "Oh, you cannot sit. If you want to sit, you have to die and take birth from my womb. Then only, if you are my son, then only you can sit. But because you are the son of the my co-wife, so then you are not eligible to sit. Go to God and do something." So then he goes to the Supreme Lord, finding the Lord in the forest, and then he actually gets the darshan of the Lord by mercy of Narad Muni. Then when he comes, that time he is pure devotee now. So, but Suruchi did offense at one time. That time Dhruva Maharaj was not devotee, but later he became devotee. So even though she lamented later for her mistake and all, but still, and he forgot everything. He also forgave and all, but still she got the punishment for offending a pure devotee who was not pure devotee when she offended. What punishment she got? Anyone knows? Yes. No. In the same life she gets.
Forest acid burned.
Yeah, forest fire.
Yeah, I mean, her body was burned. He or she was burned alive somehow. Some friend.
And that thing happened,
his
or
son also.
snake bite?
No, it was written she followed her son. So her son Uttam died in forest fire. Prabhupada writes in translation, she also followed the same
Path.
so she also got burned.
Yeah, she burnt in the forest fire alive. So that is one of the. It is said that that is one of the reason that she offended Dhruva Maharaj. That's why one has to be very careful. Okay, so next verse, I think one more. Yeah, one verse we will take. वृद्धावनाथौ पितरो नान्यबन्धु तपस्विनो
नान्यबन्धु तपस्विनो
अहो मया धुना त्यक्त्वा
अहो मया धुना च त्यक्त्वा
कृतज्ञेन च वद.
कृतज्ञेन च वा.
Is there? Yes, Dhruv Proof translation.
Hare Krishna. My father and mother were old and had no other son or friend to look after them. Because I did not take care of them, they lived with great difficulty. Alas, like an abominable lower class man, I ungratefully left them in that condition.
Yeah, so one by one he is remembering everything. What all sinful activities he did, everything is remembering. So similarly, a devotee also, when he becomes devotee, then he remembers all his sinful, what all things he did in his life. No, he remembers everything. But those who are not devotees, they don't even, they think, oh, what is the problem? I did nice. They don't have any guilt, only that they did something wrong or they are doing something wrong. And you tell them also that, Prabhu, this was, or whatever that name, that this was wrong, you did and all. They are not ready to even accept also. They say whatever I am doing is good only. Like meat eating is there. Many our devotees, when they become devotees, so then they tell their home that this is not good, this is giving reaction and all. But the parents are not ready to listen. They say no, this gives you nourishment, this gives you some vital vitamins and B12 and so many different things they will tell. But they are not ready to accept that the clear thing. But as soon as somebody becomes devotee, even our situation was like that only before becoming devotees. But as soon as we come to Krishna consciousness, we understand, oh, this thing, what I did was not good. And then we start understanding one thing, everything. So that is actually sign of advancement also, that you feel guilty for your past sinful activities. You feel very repentful for those activities. So here he repented that my father and mother were old and they did not have any other son friend to look after them, and I carelessly just put them outside, even did not even worry that where they will go, what they will eat and anything. So this is what happens when a person one tries to satisfy his senses. He forgets all his relatives, friends, everyone. Basically he becomes so selfish that nobody is he doesn't care for anyone, even his own mother, father or son or daughter also. So one may become so much blind by this sense gratification. Like abominable lower class men, I ungratefully left them in that condition. Okay, perfect. Abhinav Proof.
Hare Krishna. According to Vedic civilization, everyone has the responsibility for taking care of Brahmanas, old men, women, children, and cows. This is the duty of everyone, especially an upper class person. Because of his association with a prostitute, Ajamila abandoned all his duties. Regretting this, Ajamila now considered himself quite fallen.
Yeah, so these are 5 weaklings of society. Everyone has the responsibility to take care of Brahmanas, old men, women, children, and cows. So these are weaklings of society. Means they can be easily abused or exploited. So one has to take care of. So this is the responsibility. Especially government should take care of protecting the Brahmanas, old people, women, children, and cows. Upper class men means basically the leaders of the society. They have to actually make this kind of system, not that they make cow slaughterhouses and send the cow for killing. And so that is Some states somehow it is banned, but still illegally it is going on. People are cutting and killing, so a lot of karmas they are generating in that way. And the animals who are supposed to be saved, they are put in the slaughterhouse. And the dogs and all, they are actually supposed to be in the street, but they bring those animals in the home and keep them in their bed and roll them everything. They will clean their stool and urine and everything. They feed them. They become their servant of dog only. So, and the cow who is supposed to be brought to home, and her even everything is so purifying. It is said some lot of disease. If somebody has some lung issues and all, no, he can just stay in the goshala, be there, just breathe the fragrance of gomutra and those things. His that lung issues will go away. You have heard about it? Yeah, this thing happens. So goshala, if somebody just stay, no, all his diseases will go away just by smelling that fragrance from the gomutra and all. So cows should be kept at home, and the dogs should be kept outside the home.
Yes.
But the opposite thing is happening.
Opposite is happen.
Yeah.
Dog
Now,
is inside, cow is outside.
yeah, dog is inside, and the goshalas people are closing down all the goshalas. So recently, our Abhinav Pro he found one cow somewhere. Where it was? So I think
It
nobody
was
was.
nearby Goshala, my house. There is a Goshala. People go for purchasing milk there, but they were not keeping them in a very good condition. I mean, very unhygienic, not keeping them clean, not washing them daily, and they were feeding all, they were just allowing the visitors to come and feed anything and everything. So the cows were not very healthy. They were getting this
They were
disease.
sent to slaughterhouse also.
Yeah, I mean there was this Mamadian guy who was visiting quite often. I believe the owner of that cow shed, he had some dealings with the slaughterhouse guy because when we sent them to Jejuri, that car when it came, that Prabhuji who took the cows, he said that वो कत्ल खाने वाला ही गाड़ी है, ऐसा he told. Yeah, so it was very scary, but somehow now they are very happy. And
Abhinav Pro, with lot of efforts, he took the cow from there, sent it to one of the Jejuri Goshala connected to ISKCON Pune. He sent it there so that the cow will be taken.
Prabhuji only helped me. I didn't do anything. Prabhuji's contacts only helped me around. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is very important. Cow protection, cows protection, brahmanas, so and old men. Old men actually, no, people don't want old men. As soon as even their own mother father, as soon as they become old, most of the children they feel them as a burden. They think that my family is my wife and my children. They forget about mother and father. So because they become old, they are not. So most of the old people are being neglected at home. Even I have seen my some of the like mama and other things. There how they deal with their grandfathers and all. It's very sad to see that the same mother and father who raise the children, the same children when they become old and when they start growing and earning, so they treat very not so properly their own mother and father. So they are being neglected because they think that this person is not doing anything, he is not earning, is not the grandmother is not cooking anything. So then they are considered. Some home they have good culture, they take care of grandmother
And we can serve and service them.
We have to serve them so much, take them to hospital and small things. They lot of things actually. Old people means you need almost one person has to be dedicated for them. Anything may happen to them and like that.
Even Prabhupada, he writes in third canto, there are some cannibalistic communities in Africa. They have this ritual. After some age, senior citizens, they in a feast they cut their body. Eat
Senior
flesh.
citizen? My lord.
After reaching certain age, like 75 or 80, if they are still alive.
Where it is?
In some African cannibalistic communities.
It is similar to lion also, lion culture also. Like when the lion becomes old, then they kill that lion and eat his flesh.
That is okay, but here though
they are following
their own
in African countries there is that much of no food in their country.
See, they are killing their own grandparents.
They are
eating them. Can you imagine?
Not like sadly. They are with dance. They enjoy with.
So they kill the live person or dead person?
Live. They kill the live person and then cut the flesh.
In Africa, the food is not available to that much of food is not available.
food is not available and they are
And
killing
they eat
their
meat,
grand.
grand,
We can
soil,
see
soil.
such.
They eat
So
soil
it will
also.
come to India also.
Yeah.
And the Kali Yuga
And this thing is,
progress.
I think, mentioned in some scripture also.
Ah.
The Kali Yuga,
People
one day it
will
will progress so much. Progress means in terms of degradation, it will progress so much that one day there will not be any eating grains or food or anything. People will have to basically kill each other, cut them, fry them, and eat. So that is what is going to
In
happen in the
China,
future.
Prabhuji, people are feasting fetus.
Yeah, I also heard that.
Fetus, no?
Abortion, they do that time, the fetus of the child, that is also being done in this way. It's very unfortunate situation. Where is our spiritual dharmas and the materialistic? They are totally opposite. Not only opposite, they are going to the extreme level of killing their own grandfather and grandmother for eating. So this is how it starts, I think. First neglecting, then sending them to some what is that, home, which home, old age home
outside of the home.
Yeah, especially in many other outside countries, no, these old age homes are quite famous, and even the as soon as they get old, they also understand we have to go there, and so they stay separately
India,
only.
that much of not upgraded.
Yeah,
They go outside and begging. They start begging.
yeah, they start
And,
begging or some things will be. Even I have seen outside countries, they generally uh, even the old people, they are working. Why? Because their sons are gone, they are settled some other place. They don't even, they become separate. As soon as the son becomes grown to certain age, 25, 30, like that, he gets into separate family, and the mother father remains. Even in the mother father will be separate, mother will be separate. So they stay alone only. And the same thing happens with the say those people also, and that has become their culture only. So okay, so we'll end here. Yeah, just one verse we will decide. Translation is small only. Okay. Soham vyaktam patishyami.
सोऽहं व्यक्तं प्रतिष्यामि
नरके भ्रूषदारुणे.
नरके
के भूषुदारुणे
धर्मग्ना कामिनो यत्र.
धर्मग्ना
धर्मगुणा कामिनो यत्र
विन्दति यमयातनाः.
विन्दति
विन्दति यामयात्
Yes, Swastik proof translation.
Hare Krishna. It is now clear that as a consequence of such activities, a sinful person like me must be thrown into hellish conditions meant for those who have broken religious principles and must there suffer extreme misery.
Yeah, so he's telling that better I should have been thrown in the hellish condition. Better the Yamdutas would have been born. I should have gone there. But because I had done so many sinful activities, and I should have suffered their extreme miseries. So now he's realizing in that way. But of course, by the mercy of Lord and devotees, he was saved. Okay, so we end our discussion here. Thank you very much for joining. We end. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Yeah.
Shankara
Jai.
Srimad.
Yeah.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Here nobody got the opportunity to read. Today 15 devotees there.
शांति प्रभु के साथ बहुत खतरनाक टॉर्चर हुआ था ना. I have read one excerpt.
Salted bread. He was also there in that. Anand Shanti.
Yes.
And Mataji was also there.
No. Mataji, I don't know. So I have seen a drama in RG Media also. Salted bread.
Salted bread.
Salted bread. The real story that happened in Russia.
Russia, yeah.
So after this was the except I was in prison, and they tried to present every person who was following Krishna consciousness in this country as crazy. They then put me in a mental prison, a mental jail. There the doctors said that they were taught that religious believers are insane, and that only insane person can think that there is a God, that there is spirit, and that we are not these bodies but spiritual sparks. I was given courses of medication for many months. They gave me drugs 3 times a day.
Who?
It was Anand Prabhu. It was so bad that I was only able to lie in bed. This drug was special. It made it impossible to concentrate on anything. If I tried to chant loudly, they would give me such large doses that I could have died. Lying on the bed, I had so much material discomfort. These drugs make you restless and force you to change the position of your body all the time. I was feeling very weak and so much discomfort. It was just like torture for months and years. The only pause in the torture was when I was sleeping at night. Initially, when the psychiatrist considered me crazy, they brought me from the regular prison to a psychiatric prison in Smolensk. It was on the same site as the ordinary prison, but it had special cell for psychiatric prisoners. It had the bad aspect of both a mental asylum and prison. We were living in a small cells with about 20 people in each. There was not enough fresh air.
Salted bed.
No, we can't accept that.
Salted bed not detail में दिया
Yeah, somewhere we don't have here, books are not there. If you go to Mayapur, if somebody wants to purchase it. No, I first time met. He is there in group. He is